Shembe is my witness, Jehovah is Zulu. Jehovah is not the author. This is the first video of this thought experiment, and I want to take you guys through it. There's 4 videos that I'm going to take you guys through. Mind your language. Check the link. You know what's up. Find the Mind Your Language dictionary. Don't trip. Don't trip. Let me give you guys some FaceTime. What I'm going to do now is take you guys through my thoughts and how I've made this conclusion. There's only one spirit that's ever made the conclusion that Jehovah is Zulu. Right? And this may sound absurd to anybody, but I want to take you through the thought process of how we get to that point. And now, what I'm going to say now is very interesting because I'm going to touch on the Bible story. And you see, the point that I'm making here is Jehovah is not the author. So, there is a difference, guys. There's a difference between the author, the spirit that inspired the writings of the Bible, and the actual characters and personalities that are described in the Bible. So, that's what I want to do, the first thing I want to do. So, there's a big difference between the spirit that inspired the writings and the characters and the personalities mentioned in those writings. So now what I want to do in this first video and get you guys to understand that now that we're talking about the writings and the literature itself, if you were to look at it and understand it, they are the main character of this literature that's written over centuries is this personality that's called Jehovah. And the objective of Jehovah was to become a son of man. So now this is what I want to do. I want to take you briefly through the story so you guys understand. So that we're not confused. Right, let's go to my notes. Jehovah's story, step 1, creation. Right? And then he creates avatars. Mankind. Alright, the purpose of this was to create mankind so that Jehovah himself and his 2 sons may take up avatars and enjoy the fruits of their own creation. However, there was preparation that had to be done. What we had was the first ARMAGEDDON, where reset and the Rainbow Covenant. Rainbow Covenant. I'm just taking you guys through the major milestones. Right. So now, after this Rainbow Covenant, the Jehovah God of the Bible says that the only condition is do not kill the image of God. Do not kill mankind. So this is what I would say if you pay attention, guys. Unfortunately for the religious scholars, to actual sin is anything that results in the loss of human life. So this is why in the Rainbow Covenant, Noah and his sons are saying, you're going to be held accountable for the blood of your brothers, your sisters, and everybody around you, as well as the animals that I've given you charge over. So mankind becomes holders of life. And this is what's up. So what happens now, I want to just jump back into it, is now the project starts with God now setting up a covenant people called Israel, which are made up of 12 sons of Jacob. So, setting up a covenant people that he gives regulations, statuses, and a unique way of life. Alright, so this is what he does, sets up a covenant people. So, in other words, people don't pay attention. this God, this creator of life, is basically choosing his ancestors. So he chooses his first ancestor, Abraham, Jacob, and all the guys that come after him. So the purpose of this, and I think you must go into 1 Samuel, I think it's chapter 8, somewhere there, when the Israelites asked for their king. The purpose of this was that he was to become, he was to become the king of Israel, or in other words, the king of Judah, or the king of the Jews. So what happened is, basically everybody that sat as king of the Jews, everybody that sat as king of the Jews was basically just sitting in the seat of the creator Jehovah. And incidentally, Jehovah, the throne of Jehovah. So what I'm trying to point out, guys, here's the funny thing. Everybody imagines that the Bible talks of the throne of Jehovah as some place in heaven, heavenly place. But when you read the actual Old Testament, guys, God was preparing his throne here on earth, and that throne was called the King of the Jews. So the purpose of this is what I'm trying to jump into now, and say that Jehovah is not the spirit that wrote the writings. Jehovah is a character in the book, in the story of the Old Testament, that is trying to become a son of man that will be called the King of the Jews. So this is what I want to jump into. Alright, so I hope you guys get this. I'm going to jump to the next video where I'm going to cover this point. The name of the King of the Jews, I'm going to jump into that. Alright.